Hi everybody, it's Lauren, and I wanted to share with you the tarot decks that I've worked with in January and sort of how I've used them and some of the readings that came up for me. So the first deck I want to talk about is the Marielle, and when I started working with this deck I decided that it was going to sort of have the job of interacting with me as far as my spiritual path. And the first reading that came up on January 1st, I had a 3-card reading, and it was the Strength, the King of Swords, and the Six of Discs. So the reading was really showing me, it was very encouraging to me, showing me to go ahead with the work that I had been doing and to allow new ideas, new meditations to come through that in time would perhaps bring me sort of a sense of grounding or security, something that I can bring forth into the earth element as well. Now, as I looked at this Strength card, something really struck me, something special for me struck me here. As you see, a person is praying and they have prayer beads. Well, a couple of weeks, just about 2 weeks before, in the middle of December, I started working with prayer beads, really the first time in my life. I had gotten a set of prayer beads, and when I first got them, I thought, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I'll tell you what, once I had them in my hand, I knew what to do with them. I'm using them in a non-traditional way, but they have, working with that as a tool has really improved my meditation practice, my prayer practice in general. So I thought it was very nice to see them highlighted here in this reading, the first card of the year. And I also want to say that the message here about doing my work and seeing it manifest in the physical world is exactly what came through. So I did and I'm going to tell you about that in a moment, but I did several readings with this deck, maybe about 3 or so a week. I found that all of the readings were very supportive and encouraging me to keep moving ahead in my spiritual path. And I had another reading that I'll show you real quickly, that when I was feeling a little bit stuck, it was showing me to sort of let go, with this 5 of Swords here, to let go of my need to feel sort of safe and always guarded, right? And to be a little more bold, fearless, get out more, and to sort of let loose. These were 2 very important readings for me, and both of them played out very much the way you see here. So I'm going to talk about that. So during the month, I had opportunities to get out, and I met some new friends. And normally maybe I wouldn't have, but I went ahead and I let loose a little bit, like that reading showed. And so what I found was that even though the energy of the people were very different than me, they had some similar interests. And I wound up, they had asked me if I would do some readings for them. Not tarot readings, but I was doing healing work and intuitive readings, mostly for their animals. Now, I remembered this Marielle and this 6 of Pentacles at the first of the year. And knowing myself, right, I have that temptation to say, oh, it's all right, we're friends, I'll just do it. I'll do it for you, no problem. But I thought, no, I'm going to ask. There has to be reciprocity. So I did ask for something in return, and the people were fine with that, and they were generous, and it worked out. There was a lot of work that I did, and while I was engaging in that work, the reading that came up did show the Queen of Cups really doing that healing work, and the 6 of Cups rising to the occasion and meeting the need, and with the Justice card there as well, really standing in my own wisdom. So as far as working with the Marielle all month, it has been, not only has it has mostly, I will say, it's been encouraging. It's been strong and helpful, and it was like a good friend pushing me and guiding me sort of forward on my path. Another deck that I worked with all month is the Jean Dodal. And the sort of assignment, okay, I gave this deck, it was I wanted to look at my emotional life, my private sort of relationship life. And, you know, even though I've done so much work, why is it that I still haven't manifested a relationship? Now, I'm going to show you the first reading that came up. And that was we have the Page of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Six of Cups. So when I got this reading, I could see really very clearly that there was still emotional issues, emotional stuff from the past that was creating a stasis. And at first I was a little surprised because I really thought I took care of all that. I thought I cleaned it all up. But no, I really had to look. I had to go deeper and find out, you know, what it is, what am I still hanging on to here? And as the month went on and I worked further with the deck, what it showed me here was something that was kind of stunning for me. I had the Fool. Here we go. It was like this. The Fool, the Five of Wands, and this Eight of Swords. And as I spent time with this reading, and, you know, when I'm doing a reading, for me, it's about really being present with the reading, being present with the cards, looking at the patterns, looking at the colors, and also, you know, what's coming through. And for me, what came through was I could see that I was really I'm dealing with fear about moving onward to another relationship, fear of feeling sort of trapped, fear of maybe having only one aspect of the relationship connect, maybe only the mental aspect, and not enough of the emotional, you know, not having a balance that I want. I saw that, you know, there was so much I journaled, and I'm just going to touch on a little bit here, but I saw fear even of having my good nature being misunderstood or being taken advantage of. Well, these are things, some of these things I did experience in my past relationship. Now, in that past relationship, and even prior, I had a lot of confidence as far as my sensuality, and I could see how that's deteriorated. Some of the emotional beating I took in that last relationship, for lack of a better term, okay, I could see that it sort of has, even my confidence in my sexuality has taken a hit, and that to me showed up in this reading too. So I could see where I have a lot of work to do, and it's really helped me. Doing this work has helped me to really look at patterns which are showing up even in small relationships or small friendships and this and that and that. That's exactly what I saw happen this month. But also, after I had this reading, which was really struck me pretty hard, I did a lot of meditation work and healing work. And I had an instance when I did a meditation of really getting a very brief moment of experiencing the balance within myself. It was a very powerful, really wonderful experience. I felt power. I felt the male and female energy in me start to align inside me and sort of around my energetic field. The next day, the reading that came up, excuse me, was the Two of Wands, the Lovers, really showing how I made that balance and connection and the ability to move forward here in growth with the Empress. So this deck was extremely helpful, and I wanted to go through some of that and show you because I have to say that my deepest readings that I had all month came from this deck. And I know there are people that maybe don't like the Marseille or don't understand how to use it. But I think if you give yourself a chance, you'll find there's so much freedom in the way to draw the information out of the cards. And I kind of can't explain it. I'm not using a book or anything. It's, as I said, it's being present, looking at the colors and the rhythms of the cards and seeing what's coming through for you. Of course, knowing the traditional meanings as well is always a help. So let me move on to one more deck I started working with around the 10th or so of January, and that is the Art of Love Tarot. The artwork is taken from Tony Carmine's Salerno's work. Tony Carmine Salerno's work. The deck was put together by another woman. I don't have her name here, I'm sorry. Now, there are things I do and don't like about the deck. I'm going to just show you a few of the cards. Okay. Here's the Sun. Okay, Two of Hearts. So the cups are hearts. The swords are angels. Okay, let's see. The earth suit, the pentacles are trees, and the fire suit are stars. Okay, that is one thing I'm not crazy about. I find it a little awkward to have stars as my fire suit and to have trees as my pentacle suit. I have gotten used to it. It's fine once you get used to it. Earth, air, fire, and water is a much easier flow for me. But still, I think the deck is really nice. One more thing I don't really like about it is that there are keywords under these cards. Every card has a keyword here. So it took me a couple of readings, 2 or 3 readings, and then I was able to stop looking at the keywords. We don't need them necessarily. The artwork speaks very deeply and clearly. If you like his work, you will know what I mean. I did several 3-card readings with the deck, sort of without any personal assignment. You know, I just sort of was reading the energy, and I found the deck to be very accurate. I like this 9 of Swords here. But then a friend of mine said that she was doing 1-card readings with it, and I did start to try that as well. I like that, and I may continue through February doing 1-card readings with the deck because it has sort of an oracle feel as well as a tarot, and you can get a lot of deep information about yourself or about the situation, even with 1 card. I find that it's also a very intuitive deck. For me, there is something about the artwork that sort of helps me connect into deeper answers that I might be looking for. So I think it's beautiful, and I want to show you one more thing, because I do understand that people looking at that deck are going to think that it's very light. So I had a question, and I did a 3-card reading, and I had the Shadow, the 9 of Hearts, and the 6 of Stars. So it was showing me to, move past my fear, and, 9 of Hearts, to be confident, and success would come in this situation, the question that I asked. I did the same exact question with the Marielle. And I've got that Knight of Swords. He's really moving forward fearlessly. The 9, again, of, this time it's discs. And the same, the 6 of Wands. So, as I look at these 2 readings, they are very, very similar in the message. And even the same cards showed up in some of them. So, even though this does appear sort of softer in its artwork, it has just as much weight, in my opinion, as this reading. They are both beautiful and very helpful. And I've enjoyed working with these decks very much this month. So, have a wonderful February. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye.